What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about SoundHound. I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down on what's really been coming out from the company itself, and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So a lot of people, surprisingly, have been asking for SoundHound updates. So starting off, it is up 0.64%. It did have a nice spike up to around 408, a low of 388. So it's starting to get pulled down with the broader market right now. 4.5 million shares being traded, 16.4 is the average. No actual news today from the company itself. Over this last little bit though, I just wanted to go over some of the latest pieces of news and everything. So starting off with PR on the 28th, it did come out with this, not from the company, but from Scope AI Corp. And in this kind of article, or whatever you want to call it, kind of calls out AI washing and how a lot of AI plays do truly need a lot of human interaction, kind of taking away from the whole AI aspect. So it kind of does say that SoundHound alongside Alibaba, Meta, and IBM are true AI plays. So this is phenomenal PR. And again, it wasn't from the company itself. So even looking at SoundHound in comparison to a lot of the other names that is cited here, like that's crazy. Like the market cap is just night and day difference. Like looking right now, SoundHound's market cap is 1.28 billion. And then there's Facebook or Meta and many others. So I think SoundHound definitely does have a nice allure to it. And I think that's one thing that's really caused institutions to really get into it. So right now, there's only been one transaction on the secondary market above $100,000. It was for $463,000 over this last several trading days though. You do see a lot more institutions paying attention to it. And I think on Friday, last Friday, the 28th, it really puts it in perspective on how many institutions and ETFs do truly own SoundHound. And because of their stock performance in comparison to the S&P, this is why you did see a lot of rebalancing and as a byproduct, institutions buying SoundHound. A couple of big ones, 67.2 million, 1.3. This is lit up like a damn Christmas tree. So a lot of transactions, as you can kind of see. So that's a positive thing that it is still on institutions' radar. You definitely do need that because I've said SoundHound is a very unique circumstance. It's an AI play at the same time as a squeeze play. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. But aside from this news, there was this that also did come out on the 27th. So SoundHound AI completes conversion of preferred equity into Class A common stock. And I think this, alongside, I believe that they do have warrants, has just been not good, right? 2024 is absolutely fickle. Any company diluting unnecessarily sometimes or just reliant on toxic financing through preferred shares, notes, warrants, or whatever is getting punished. So I think that's one thing that the market hasn't really liked SoundHound. And then over and above that, I brought this up openly. Some people have disagreed with me quite a lot. In fact, I don't know how you can disagree with me on this, but insiders are selling. And it doesn't matter the stock. If insiders are selling, it goes to show a lack of sentiment and belief. And why would I put in money when, for instance, a CEO is selling? And it is transaction code S, so that means straight up sale, not for tax purposes, nothing like that. Recently, you did have a couple of Form 4s that did come out, just shows the conversions. So you do have this individual right here and Eric Ball. So that's represented right here, but still sales, awarded sales, like this is one. So the CFO finally did do $14,000 essentially for value, was sold for tax purposes. So got one for tax purposes, everything else is a sell. So if you want to know my honest opinion, like nobody truly is getting in. I think they're just a lot of institutions are physically owning SoundHound because they kind of have to because of its inclusion on various exchanges. But this is, if I ever saw a red flag, this is it. This is literally it. And probably this is the only reason why it is at these levels and not at all-time highs alongside many other AI plays. Especially it gets a lot of praise coming from analysts. So this is all the latest analyst ratings and they're all very, very bullish. So you do see $7, $9.50, $9, 5 and then 550. So analysts as a consensus see 750 as a price target, and that's around a 90% upside. But guess what? That that's I think based on the company itself. Management is the problem. I know some of you might disagree with me on that, but this is single-handedly the only reason why SoundHound is at the price point it is. Because yeah, like if you're on a ship or whatever analogy that you want to think of, if the captain is crap, there's only so much that can happen. That's a bad example, but you guys get what I'm saying. Like, this is a very big red flag. I've brought this up time and time again, and some people have honestly disagreed with me. I don't know how you can disagree with all of this. This is insane. And I've not seen any transaction code P's. So that means purchase using their own money. It's all been just awarded shares. There we go. So Eric, so that same individual, and also this individual, so the CFO and also director, back in January of 2023 did purchase their own shares, and it was at a price of $30. So yeah, or sorry, that was a preferred stock. And I think that was the recent conversion as of right now, actually. Very fun timing. So other than that, I don't think there's never been any purchasing in their history. So I see this as one of the biggest red flags. Shorts, in my opinion, are piggybacking off of that negative sentiment, and this is why you see it at all-time high short interest numbers. So 25.03% of the free floats being shorted, utilization 92.27, short score, harder the number, the harder the likelihood of a squeeze happening, is 79.1%. Cost to borrow average is somewhat in line with yesterday, so 15.75. So in order for it to squeeze, like, all the metrics right here are there for a squeeze play. The only thing it needs is a surprise catalyst. And in my opinion, it doesn't even have to be something operational. Let's go back over here. This is one of the things that's causing it to go down. If a lot of these individuals buy the stock itself, that could be that very surprise catalyst that goes to show that they do believe in the company and they're willing to put their money where their mouth is. And so that might be enough to cause a squeeze in some regard, right? But shorts are very confident, they're doubling down, so all-time high short interest numbers. Looking at options, 221,000 in calls, 90,000 in puts. 68% of all the options being done so far are bullish and optimistic, but with shorts currently increasing about 849,000 shares, that's just shorts hedging, just in case SoundHound is to move up. They're kind of covered based on that. Of the call options that are being purchased, you do see a consensus for it to be above $4. And this is why I do know it's shorts hedging, is because they always choose the closest strike price based on this. So it's kind of very easy to tell what they are doing. But right now, with it at $3.92, it is trading between this S1 and the pivot. So $4.31 is going to be the next strong resistance / target. Then $3.83 is that next strong support. So honestly, I think there still is a lot of opportunity for SoundHound to move higher. Just, it needs something. It needs that nice push, whether it be from the company itself or from management. But based on their previous news that did come out, I'll look back at it. I think that was right here. So even on June the 10th, that they did announce that they paid off their debt, they have a lot of cash, and that wasn't enough to cause the stock price. So in my opinion, the market isn't wanting true operational updates. It just wants either partnerships, agreements, or management to just grow the fuck up. Pardon my French. So that's what I see as needing to be done right now. On the actual chart itself, lower percentile of the boiling band, stochastic, you see it as very oversold. So if there's a good piece of news or whatever I mentioned, then you'll see a rush of value investors. And looking at momentum shows number of retail investors are getting in today. So give yourself a shout out. Have you been buying SoundHound? Have you been selling? What have you been doing with SoundHound? And one final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Take advantage of this. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.